Hi, welcome back to my channel. Before I start this video, I just have to put a disclaimer in here that there's quite a lot of effing and jeffing going on because no one was being quiet, so I was swearing because I was getting frustrated. If you don't like swearing, this video probably isn't the best one for you to watch, but if you don't mind it, then I hope you enjoy it and I'll just get straight on with it. Today I've got another story time for you. It's kind of a mix match of stories. I've got 3 different stories. They're all kind of along the same subject of like creepy people, but they are 3 separate kind of random stories that I thought of and I thought I'd share them with you. I'm so tired today, so I need some coffee to wake me up. And that's because I had a late night last night and my friend nearly set her house on fire, but that is a story for another day. Today's video is creepy people I've experienced. So if you guys want to hear about that, then just keep watching. Okay, so the first story takes place Christmas 2016. Me and my family were on holiday in New York and we went... Are you serious? This is why I haven't filmed a video in so long, because I can't get peace and quiet. Anyway, we're on holiday in New York and we went to go up the Freedom Tower, which is the tower that replaced the Twin Towers in that area. I'm really sorry if you can hear talking in the background. The house is really echoey and they don't know how to talk quietly apparently. So I'm just going to have to put up with talking in the background. I'm sorry if you can hear it. Anyway, back to what I was saying. We were going up the Freedom Tower and we were stood in, the queue was ridiculous. It was like hours and hours and hours to wait. I'm not even exaggerating. I think we waited something like 3 hours. Even though we had an allotted time to go, the queue for that time was just mad. It was crazy. We had tickets and everything, so we weren't just jumping in and hoping we can get somewhere. We did have tickets and I think our time was something like 6 o'clock. There was just hundreds of people there, so we were waiting in the queue. And there was a guy in front of us in the queue. He was getting kind of talky to us, which is fine. We don't mind talking to him. But he wasn't with anybody. He was just on his own and he had a backpack. And obviously, New York being New York, you do kind of suspect things. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Because of where we were and obviously the history there, I was getting a little bit, not panicky, but I didn't feel like he was 100% safe, basically. So anyway, we were talking to him, he was fine, he was nice, but it just made me a little bit on edge that he was on his own and he had his backpack and he kept going on his phone, which obviously in hindsight, that's just him texting a friend probably, but it doesn't make you stop thinking those things. Oh, are you fucking joking? Why can't they just talk quieter? So somehow he managed to get behind us in the queue. I don't know how that quite worked, but he ended up being behind us when we actually went into the building. If you haven't been to New York, let me tell you, the amount of security they have to get into places like that is ridiculous. It's good, but you have to, it's like an airport, you take all your bags off, everything, they go through a scanner, you have to go through a scanner. The security is on point, and I think that's why it takes so long, because it's like airport security, they're on the ball. We went into the building and we have to go through all this security, and just as we got there, the woman's like, oh, how many in your party? And my dad's like 4, and she's like, okay, if you just step forward, go into this sign, and she says to the guy behind us, oh, are you with them? Because he was quite close to us, and he went, yeah. No. Right, none of my family heard him say this, it was just me, and I didn't want to say to the woman, no, he's not with us, because I was scared that it was going to cause a scene or something, and I was like, Mum, you just told them that he was with us. And I'm trying to get my family to, like, report it to security or something, for them to, like, red flag him and just keep a special eye on him. I don't know how I'm going to get this video filmed if they just keep talking all the time. So anyway, while we're in this security queue, he keeps trying to talk to me as if he's with us, and I'm just trying to ignore him and get somebody's attention, like, can you get him off my back? But he keeps going and keeps talking to me. Basically, nothing happened after that. I was so freaked out. Like, this guy just told them that he was with us. He's on his own in New York in this specific place. He's just got a backpack. He keeps texting somebody. Can you kind of understand the thoughts that were going through my head at this point? I thought I was going to die. We ended up getting away from him because I was like, I'm out of here. If he tries anything, if he talks to me one more time, I'm getting somebody. I'm not dying today. I am not dying today. Now that I've explained that story, I'm like, that was so pointless because literally nothing happened, but I was so scared. And I also think it's the fact that he was like, oh yeah, I'm with them. Why would you say that if you're not with us? And also, why didn't that security person be like, well, that man just told me that they were a 4, not a 5? Okay, I'm going to go into my next story now because I'm sure that one's getting a little bit boring because literally nothing happened. So my next story, I can't remember what year this was, but it was quite a long time ago when I was fairly young. And the house that we lived in, it was a pretty big house, and to get to the back garden, you could go around the side of the house. So we had the front garden, the house, the back garden, but you can get around the side to go to the back garden. There was no gate or anything because the location of the house was pretty like in the middle of literal nowhere. Like the nearest shop was like a 40-minute walk. Now at the time our house was being built, so we didn't actually have a front door to go in. You had to go down. The garage was kind of underground sort of, so you had to go down through the garage, and on this particular day nobody had a garage blipper with them. They sent me down around the back to go and unlock the garage. Oh, for fuck's sake. Wow, this video really isn't working because now they're painting downstairs and all I can hear is from the friggin' roller. Now I can't remember where my story was going. Right, so I got sent down to go and unlock the garage from the inside. Now the house at this point wasn't secure because we were building it, but it was in such a secure location, like nobody knew where it was unless you knew us or unless you've previously lived there. Like no one could find it. Even if I gave you my postcode, finding that house was a nightmare. We had to meet people in certain places and then take them back to our house because that's how remote it was. So anyway, I went down to unlock the garage from the inside so they could get in. As I went down the side of the house, I start to walk in it and there's people there. And I freaked out silently, but I was like, what the fuck? And I just froze and I'm thinking, they are going to kill me. I ran as fast as my legs could carry me. I was like, they're gonna kill me. So I ran as fast as I could back up to the car and I was like, there's people in our house. Mum and Dad didn't believe me. And they were like, no, there's not, it's fine. It was probably just a shadow of something you caught. I was like, no, there are people in our house. So they kind of parked the car on the driveway bit and came down with me. And of course, the people were gone. And they were like, there was no one here. I'm sure it was nothing. I was like, there were people in our house. There was like 4 or 5 people just stood there staring at me. And so obviously they thought I was just imagining things because I was scared. I wasn't scared. There were people in my house. And as we kind of walked in further, my dad, thank God, noticed footprints on the floor. There were people's footprints all around the floor, and luckily because it was a building site, it was just like concrete, so he saw these footprints and he was like, actually yeah, there were people in the house. So we kind of all stayed together and we didn't leave, and I can't remember how we got there. My dad actually found out that it was the neighbours having a nosy. Surrounding the entire house, like huge big bushes. You would get scratched to smithereens going through there. So we found out that the neighbours, or like the people at the back of our house, had climbed through these bushes and onto our property just to have a nosy around the house. Who does that? If you want to see it, maybe knock on the door and ask if it's okay, but you don't wait for that family to leave and then trespass onto the property and nosy around the house. So that was a pretty freaky experience for me because nobody believed me. There were strangers in my house until we saw footprints. Going downstairs into my own house that I thought was 100% safe and seeing like 4 or 5 people looking at me, I thought I was gonna die. Okay, I'm going to go on to my last story now. Not as exciting as the other 2. In fact, it's probably not exciting at all, but it was just like funny, so I thought I'd share it with you. So me and my friend Toby, who's been in a couple of my videos before in the accent challenge and foreign candy challenge, we went to London for a day out and to go and watch a show. We wanted to make a full day there. We were going to get the show in the evening, but we wanted to spend the day being like tourists in London. And we just walk around being complete tourists, just looking at everything, checking everything out, going around the Houses of Parliament, Buckingham Palace, everything that tourists do. We got to a place where you could see the London Eye and we were just kind of stood taking pictures. This woman who was dressed in black and white, or maybe all black, I can't remember. She had her face painted completely white with like a black moustache and a few other bits on her face. She just comes up to us and she said, will you take a picture with me? And we were like, yeah, sure. We each took a picture with her, and I'll put that in now for you so you can see. This is my one. And we were like, okay, thank you. And she goes, now can you give me money? No. And she was like, but you've just taken a picture with me, so now you owe me money. You asked to take a picture with us, we didn't ask to take one with you. And she's like, yeah, but I do this for money, so you pay me now. No. She came up to us and asked us for a photo and now wants money for that photo. And she was like, well, you can't have that picture if you're not going to pay me money. And I was like, okay, I'll delete the photo then. Because it was on an iPhone, when I deleted the photo, it went onto my recently deleted. So that's how I've still got the photo. But I just deleted it in front of her and I was like, there you go, now I've got no picture with you. And she was like, oh. Like, she actually made that face. She goes, as if we're going to feel sorry for her and be like, oh no, I'll give you a tenner for that, thanks love. But you can even see in the picture of me, I was like, I don't want to be here right now. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to take a picture with her, but I felt rude saying no. Who asks to take a picture with you and then asks for money? Who would actually pay her the money after that? You seriously can't make a living on that. So then obviously me being me and overthinking everything, I was like, oh my god, she's going to follow us all around London. She's going to kill me in my sleep. Even after we were trying to walk away, she was like, take a picture and give money. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of that story. I know these were all kind of like a bit random, and the first one was like literally nothing happened, but they were just like what the fuck experiences that I've had. So I wanted to share them with you guys. Anyway, that brings me to the end of today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button down below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!